Hello, so you know about a week ago I went to Manic Miner's toy store? Yeah? Just keep that in mind. So we all are aware of Crankcase. Legacy Crankcase. And he's a nice enough little fella, you know. Did this masking tape and a Gundam marker. Look at that. But he's a nice enough little fella using the Skids mould and the several other thousand repaints of Skids. But you know, he's an alright looking thing. Well, there was a slight tweak of this mould more than Skids. And I found it at Manic Miners and I was like, you know what, never seen it anywhere, kind of wanted it, so I got it. So we have Medix. Is this a rescue bot? More importantly, is this ninja bait? Do you want it, Bill? Do you want it? 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 Nah, I don't think he does. But it's a little emergency rescue-y, ambulance-y thing. Possibly, you know, for when people go mountain climbing and all that rubbish. And it's a nice enough little thing. It's white with a little green accents and grey panel underneath. Now, if you know this mould, and I'm sure a lot of you do, that panel is the back of the head. Now, if you get someone, say, Crankcase, you're supposed to push the head flush with the body. This one, however, it's designed in such a way that if you try and push it flush, it ends up like that. That looks really stupid and makes a bigger gap. So what you end up doing is just having to leave it down. And it just looks like a strange design choice. But sure, it's got the little beep beep, beep beep, whatever on the side. Heartbeat monitor, whatever. It's a nice enough little thing. It is. It's a cute enough little thing. This would have been a separate piece. But considering other things peg into it and all the rest of it kept twisting, I have glued it in place. I don't care what anyone says. I was sick of it twisting. So it has been glued. Not like the strongest glue in the world, but it should hold up. Okay. So again, we got Crankcase as a size comparison. And for people who for some reason may not have Crankcase or Medix or whatever else, there's 86 Blur. So it's a good deluxe. Okay. Okie dokie then. He does come with accessories, and you'll have to excuse me, I've just remembered, I am full of chickens, so bear with me. And he comes with 3 accessories. The original little stupid blue gun thing that even Crankcase has. The headlock, the sort of siren bar or whatever it is. And, for no apparent reason, the 2 guns that come with Elisa 1. Why? So, now you've got to try and put them in this mould. And you're like, okay, well there's 1, 2, 3 ports. And I guess if you really, really wanted to, I think you can plug them into the wheels. But that looks really bad. So you end up having to go like, okay, well, give me that one. Put that on top, and I guess now they kind of look like radio aerials off the back, and he's got, I mean, no, not really, does it? It doesn't really work, but alright, sure, let's take these off. Okay, and we should transform him. Move a bit closer to the camera, get myself comfy. Okay, exactly the same as Crankcase, so we're going to fold these panels up. This figure likes to fight with me a little bit, so bear with me. Crankcase doesn't fight with me at all. This one does. So fold the sides up, and then we're going to rotate on pins that are, can you just see there? So it stands all the way up. Rotate the wheels in, and fold up these panels. And again, this panel goes in fine. This one, it's not on my finger. This one doesn't want to go all the way in. So I'm going to have to find out what's wrong with that one. Get to there, and then we need to disconnect this back piece from these here. See? And then pull it through, because that's the hip, and this is sort of like an ab crunch backwards. So pull it through and straighten it out, and the hips are a little bit tight, and you get to about there. Wiggle the shoulders, we should pop the arms loose because they just tab onto those. Wriggle that loose, bring it out to the side, rotate it so he's pointing forward. Wriggle that loose so it comes to the side, point it so it's aim it so it's pointing towards us. Rotate this all the way down while wiggling this backpack piece loose to about there. Drop this into place and this sort of soft tabs into place. And then just put that nicely on the back there. And because I forgot to do it before, separate the legs. And that is Medix in his robot mode. And that, boys and girls, give me a second. Dear me. Is a perfectly reasonable robot mode. As a background medic in the back of, in a battlefield situation, you can take one look, see it's all white, and go, oh, it's probably a medic. It's a perfectly acceptable alt mode, okay? Robot mode. Perfectly acceptable. What's him on the back of the head? Sure, alright, why not? But he's nice. He is. He's really nice. But you see, this again is Crankcase. And Crankcase is a trigger con. So he's got all the guns. So he's got this little gun on the back that you can stick in his hand. And now he's got a little gun. And you got the hidden one of the grill piece coming off. Turned into a double barrel machine gunny thing, and that goes in his hand. And if that's not disco enough, just to show how hardcore he is, if you wriggle this back piece up higher, you can then drop down these shoulder cannons. So now he's got 4 guns. 4 guns is a lot, isn't it? I'd have thought 4 guns was a lot. Especially for someone who's a medic. So, we'll give him his little weirdo gun. This isn't going to work, is it? Hang on. We'll give him this, which exposes the nice little paint job on the chest, which I'll give him. That's quite pretty. Fold that over. Stick that in his hand. Rotate this up into place. And give him the shoulder cannons. Because yes, he also still has those. And then he's still got 2 extra guns. So, I don't know. Just, sure, whatever. And if you really want, on both of them, you can pretend this is some kind of chest cannon. It's up to you. So how does a medic end up with more guns than a trigger con? That's what I want to know. That's my $1 million question, boys and girls. Still love him. And size comparison, if you haven't got him, there's Speedier Blur. And they're not far off height, you know. So he's not small deluxe either. And therein comes the main issue. Like, if he just had this gun and maybe the shoulder ones, I'd let him off. But it's all this stuff that he doesn't need. You know, like, what does he need all this for? He's a medic, like... Or is he like one of those really nasty combat medics? Someone tell me, okay? Someone in the comments tell me the justification for him having all these weapons. Please. Genuinely, I'd love to know. Because he is a lovely figure, and I am glad I tracked him down. Especially glad I got him for a tenner. That's blown my tiny little mind. But he's lovely. He is, legitimately. Look at that little head sculpt. I appreciate it's probably the skids or cross-cut or one of the other heads just painted different. But it does do a lovely job. He looks really cool. I just don't know why he needs all the guns. That's my one little query. And because I'm not one of those people who likes to just take the accessories, give them away to someone else. I like to keep the figures together. He's now just going to be carrying around this little arsenal of weapons. Like, you can hide the shoulder cannons. You can hide this down on the back. Ooh, chest, come on. You can take these and you can kind of... how does this work? I had this working the other day. There you go. Kind of plug them all into this thin one. And just hide it on the back. And like that, he looks okay. He's just got the one chest gun, which again, you can fold up and just hide on the body. And now he's got no guns at all. Hooray! I don't know. I think part of me just really likes having a medic that isn't first aid or ratchet. I just kind of wish he was Decepticon. That would have made it for me, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm rambling now, and I'm going to scarp us. So, depending on what time this comes out, happy Valentine's Day, boys and girls. And I'm going. So, I should be ugly, I should be wretched. I shall see you all for you in the next one. Someone get me a stomach pump. I am full of chicken. Oh, please. Ugh. Later.